Hello and welcome to Little Blue Star Cards. I'm Jane Allen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm here to show you the 3 cards that we are making in the August card class. Now, as usual at the moment, we can't do in-person classes, so normally I do a monthly class and you come along to the studio and you join me and we make 3 projects, but obviously in these strange times that we're in we can't do that at the moment. So what I've been doing is classes by post. I make up packs for you and send them out, and then you create with me. You can watch this video and then I show you how to create the cards that I've designed. But obviously I have designed what I've done, but you can make it your own, because that's the best thing. I love to see what you've created. You might tweak it a little bit and make it your own. That is brilliant. That's what I want to see. So you know, these are designs that I've made. Please don't think you've got to do it exactly. You know, it's your cards. So you know, that's the best thing about it. So anyway, this is today's video, so let's get started. So we'll start with this one, which is I've got a thank you card. Now these papers are from the Snowflake suite, so I've got some different paper here, but these papers are from the Snowflake suite in the new catalogue, which is the August to December catalogue, and it's from the Snowflake Splendor suite. So it's these papers, the DSP, and they're double-sided, and what I like is that some of the sides are quite neutral, so it's not all about snowflakes. So I've used these papers, so that one's done, but this one here, for example, I'll show you that one. It's got snowflakes on the back, so you are more than welcome to use that side if you wish, but obviously the thank you would be, you might need to tweak it a bit. You might need to tweak it a little bit and maybe have a Merry Christmas sentiment or something, but I'm going to go ahead and do the thank you. So as I say, I'll get my Tombow glue and just a little bit, so a thin line I always do around the outside. Tombow is quite strong, so you really don't need that much. And then pop that down when you're happy. I've got a bit of glue on my finger now, so I've got to wipe that a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same, so you can see what I used for this was the rectangle stitch framelits dies. So I cut that out of there, the smaller one, and then the next size up rectangle I cut in the matching colour of the base card, which was smoky slate. So you can go ahead and glue that on, or you can pop it up on dimensional. So I'm going to have a go at that. I'm going to put some dimensionals on there just to give it a bit of depth and texture. Peel those off. You haven't got dimensionals in your pack, but you're very welcome to order from me if you want a pack. So that's that. And then the U I cut out, I actually put the adhesive strips on the back, so you just need to peel that. So when you're happy you can peel that and pop that on. I recommend that you lay out your letters so you know where you want them to go before you start gluing. Just so you get them in the right sort of place where you want them. I did cut out a little swirly from the well written dies. I should have cut that, I should have stuck that on, sorry, before there. So we are doing well. Right here I'm going to glue but tiny little dots. I don't know if you can see, but I just put tiny little dots on. Obviously the adhesive sheets are brilliant because you can cut them out with the dies. There. I'm just going to fit that in there. Yeah, the adhesive sheets are brilliant because you can cut them out with the dies and just peel it off. But we're going old school, bit retro and using the glue, but I don't mind using it. I don't mind using it. So as I said, you get little tiny dots on there of glue. I'm trying to do it without getting my hand in full view of the camera, but so I'm really not pressing hard at all, and you don't need much glue at all. Otherwise, if you put a lot on, it tends to smudge out everywhere, which you don't really want. And these letters are gorgeous, so you can make lots of different personalised words in your cards. You can die cut them out and get really nice words that you can you know, personalise yourself, which is a great thing. So that is on with glue, and like I said, I cut that out with the adhesive sheet, so you just peel it off. Oops. And then obviously you can pop that wherever you would like. So I'm going to pop that there, get rid of the backing. And then I've also punched you some butterflies out, so you can put those wherever you want. I've used the butterfly duet punch, I think it's called. Oops, squidged a bit there, never mind. The butterfly duet punch, so you get the larger one and the smaller one, which it coordinates with the Butterfly Gala stamp set. So I've just used the smaller one to punch out, and then you can obviously pop some rhinestones on if you wish. I'm going to use that, I'm going to leave that plain. So that is the first card. And as I say, I love these papers because on the reverse side you've got the snowflakes, which is the standard snowflake Christmassy things, but also on some of the papers you flip them over and you've got just neutral designs. This paper I think would look really nice for stars. As you know, I'm a bit biased towards stars. I do love stars and I love blue, so I really like this paper here. So you know, it's well worth ordering, I think, because those papers are gorgeous. So there's your first card in your pack. Hope you like that. It's just a nice thank you card. That's card number 1. Okay, card number 2, we've got the cocktails card. Now this is a bundle called Nothing's Better Than, and you get the dies with it to match, so you can stamp cocktails and coffee, or you could make it into a teacup, but the word is coffee, cookies and chocolate, and they look gorgeous when they're cut out. You can do such a lot with these. So it is a nice bundle set. So what I've done in your pack is use the die of just this outline. Obviously I can't send stamped images out in the post to you in your packs because of Stampin' Up rules, we're not allowed to. So I have gone for the silhouette approach and cut that out, and I've also used this die, which is Love You More Than, and I went for cocktails. So they're the dies that I used, but it really does lend itself well to using some of the text alongside the dies, but obviously I can't send you a stamped image out. So if you've got this set, then you are more than welcome to make it your own with some words. You could have today is a cocktails kind of day. That would be nice. But as I say, I've given you die cut pieces, so that's what we've got to work with today. So that's card number 2. Now I've got a base card of Flirty Flamingo, which I've cut down, and then I did a layer of black and then the Whisper White layer. I just think that black looks gorgeous against the Flirty Flamingo. It really just pops. But obviously I cut the silhouette shape. I die cut that piece out of that, so you are more than welcome, if you like, to use that. You could have it on the black. So you could have, oops, bent that a little bit, never mind. You could have something like that. As I say, these are my designs, but you can tweak them and get creative. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we are going to glue the black, and as I say, a thin line, so I'm not squeezing too hard. And then I'm gluing that down on my base card. And this size card is to go with the notelets, the note cards and envelopes you can buy from Stampin' Up. So instead of using the white, I've gone for this colour, but obviously you can use a envelope which matches. And I just think that makes it pop. That little bit of black border makes it pop. So you can just have it like that. If you haven't got any inks, that's fine. But another little trick you could do, if you've got a dauber, so one of these sponge daubers, they fit on your finger, they're gorgeous. Get some ink. So I've gone for Flirty Flamingo, which is the same colour as the base card, and lightly just tap some ink on there, and then very lightly you can build up the colour. So keep tapping the ink. Don't go too far in first, or you'll get a very deep colour that will come out probably as circles, which you might like, but for this card I'm just going for the blended out. So you can do it like that. You can also give it a swish and it does blend out. Like so. So it does blend out, and you can obviously keep building up that colour until you're happy, and then you could, if you wanted to, add another colour. So you could come in with, let's get a little bit of Daffodil Delight. I should clean my dauber, but I'm not going to for ease of the video. But if you wanted a bit of yellow around the outside, and then once you've popped your silhouette on, it just gives it a little pop of colour behind, which I think is really cute. Obviously if you haven't got the ink, that's fine, you don't have to do that, but if you have, you could go for that. So I'm going to glue that on. And then pop my silhouette cocktail on there. And then you can decide what words and things you want. So you have got Love You More Than. And obviously you can decide how you want to go for it. So on this card I have got Love You More Than. I've gone down that side and then Cocktails over the side. You could have Cocktails there, or you could have Cocktails there and have like just Love Cocktails. So I might go for that for this card, just to give it a different card. So I'm going to peel the back off. You've got all of those done with the adhesive sheets again. So for ease, sometimes it's not as easy, but I'm hoping I've helped you out by doing that. Now this one I don't think I put adhesive on, but these ones I sorry, I'll just get out the bin. I just use my blends to do sort of stripes, so the light and the dark, all of that, and then obviously the die cut, and when it comes out you get a nice stripy effect. It's another little hint for you if you want to do that. I think it gives it more sort of dimension rather than a base all in one colour maybe. Yeah, so what I was saying, you have got your Cocktails piece has got adhesive on, but mine, I didn't do it on this one, so I'm just going to use the dotty glue technique, just tiny little dip dots on my piece. There's different ways of doing it, but this is how I do it. Let it stick into the nib because I need to clean it. But it's sticking to the bit around the edge. That's what's happened there. And then I'm going to pop that there. That's just a different card. And then you've got this if you wanted to make it for something else. But there you go. I might put a few little rhinestones on just to jazz it up. I think I will put it right down the bottom. I'm using my pokey tool, but I don't think we've got that anymore, so we can use the take your pick tool, which gets your oops, it picks up your diamonds and puts them in the place where you want them. I might put it on a eye like that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Quite like that. So you've got two options there. You've got the Love You More Than Cocktails, or you've got Love Cocktails I've done in there. So that's card number 2. Very tropical vibe with the heat wave that's going on. And then the last card in the pack is the Snowflake Wishes card. Now this one is from the Snowflake Suite. I know it's August and I know we're in the middle of a heat wave, but I don't care. So I really like, this is the August to December catalogue, so if you do want one, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just let me know and I will send you a copy. This is the Snowflake Splendor Suite, and as I said, we did use the DSP for the other card as well, but in the suite you get the hang on, I was going to leave it down. So you get Snowflake Wishes, which is the stamp set. You get the dies, which are these. You get an embossing folder, you get gems, you get ribbon, and we get blue glimmer paper. Now I've actually, in your set, I've put in a example. So I've put some of the blue glimmer paper and I've die cut out a snowflake from the die set just as a sample, so you're very welcome to put that on your card, or you can save it for something else. So that's in your set. And as I say, I really love this set. It's all my sort of colours. I love blues, and I couldn't wait to use it, so we are using it in our August class. But hey, let's get ready for Christmas. It won't be too long and it'll be upon us. So this one I cut with one of the dies that you get in the set, and obviously there's the rear of that paper, and you can do that. Now the other thing I love is this metallic mesh ribbon, and it's from, well, they've in the catalogue it's with the Halloween stuff, so I presume it's like a spidery web type thing that you could use it for, but I just love it. Look at it, so gorgeous. So just to add a little shimmer, I've cut you some of that off, and I'm going to cut that up there like that. And you could, I've got an off-cut here, but you could like rip it, you could you know, have it in the shape you want, so you could rip it and then have like a sentiment in the middle and pop it on. I haven't got one handy, but you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It just gives a little bit of sparkle. I love it. So for this one, you could put it behind and have it on there like so. So that means you would just glue the back and then pop it down, and that would hold it in place. So if you want it behind, glue it on now and then pop it, and then that ribbon would stay there. Or on this one, I had it on the outside because I love it so much. I wanted to see more of it, so I think that's what I'm going to do again. So I'm going to glue this piece on. Again, just a thin line around the outside. And what you might need to do with this die cut piece is just tiny little dots on the snowflake just here, just so they don't catch. When you put it in an envelope, sometimes they do catch, don't they? So that's what I've decided to do. Just pop that on there, just so they don't catch, and then obviously stick that down and pop those down. There we go. It's just gorgeous. And then you've got a piece that's big enough to do a sentiment. Obviously I can't send out stamped images, so I can't give you a sentiment, but this one I did was heat embossed in silver. So I'll just show you how I do it. So I have actually got a little box with my powder in, but you don't need that. Use a bit of paper, sprinkle it over, and then you can pour the gather it and pour it back in the container. That's how I used to do it, but I've just got a container now. Versamark you need, and I do recommend Embossing Buddy because it just takes away any fingerprints, because we've naturally got oils on our fingers and you don't want to be leaving your fingerprints on it because the powder will stick. So I have mounted my Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. So I'm just going to ink that up in the Versamark. Now Versamark is good because it stays wet for a bit longer than our regular inks. So ink that down. The only trouble is it's clear, so it is a bit tricky to see, but you can sort of see it in the light. And then I get some powder, and I've got a spoon, so this is what I do. I sprinkle it on and then tap it off, give it a little flick just to get the excess off, and then I'll heat that up. So just pop the lid back on, get that out of the way, and then get a heat tool, so it'll just be noisy for a minute. And then if you heat from the behind, I'm hoping you might be able to see that. Maybe. There. So I tend to heat from behind, and it doesn't tend to warp the paper as much, the card. But there, I love it. It's like little magic. It's gorgeous. And then cut that down to size. I'm just going to whip out my little trimmer here. I'm going to cut it that way first, actually, and then go. And then I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. Now, to make the metallic mesh stick, I am going to use quite a few dimensionals just because it's got to stick the mesh as well. So I'm just going to make sure it's sticking rather well. Normally I wouldn't use as many as that, but I do want it to stick through the mesh. So, oops, tried to peel one that was already off. And then try to lay it where I want it. And then pop it down where I want. There we go, and stick that. There we go. So in your pack I have also put a little sample of these adhesive backed snowflakes that are in the catalogue. They're new in the catalogue now as well, and you get 2 sheets. So one is sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, like more white iridescent, and then you've got like the clear sort of greeny hues iridescent. So I've given you some of those in your packs, and then you can choose what you want to do and you can just stick those on. Just a few of those. Obviously you can add some rhinestones as well. You've got some of those in your pack. And of course you've got your blue glimmer paper one, so you could add that somewhere if you wanted to. But there you go, nice easy cards. I hope you like them. So that's card number 3 in your pack. So there are your 3 cards that we did today. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you do want to join next month's class, just get in contact and I will send out your packs and do a video tutorial for you to watch and create your packs. Do send me pictures of what you've created. I love seeing what people have made, because it tends to be I've got an idea but then people go away and do something different, you know, and I thought, oh, that's a great idea, so please send them to me. But in the meantime, have a great week, have a great month, and I will see you next month, and thank you for joining me. Bye.